Alright everybody, welcome to episode 20 of the Roundup. Big week, man. Scottish Cup, the Senior Scottish Cup, and the Kilmarnock Pie League Cup, and then all the league action. What a week it is, mate.
Thumper, mate. An absolute bumper of a week, West of Scotland, for all West of Scotland teams. Big league games, big cup games, shocks, big Scottish Cup games, disappointments, the lot this weekend. Has it, my man?
It does indeed. Let's get right in about it. Scottish Cup, Clydebank 3 and 4 after extra time. Talbot 0, Hearts 5, Arbroath 3, Darvel 0. Heartbreaker this weekend for all the teams involved in the big Scottish. We loved the run. Devastated that they're all out. Particularly the Clydebank one, the way that ended. I mean, Darvel and the Talbot are playing third in the Premier League and top of the Championship. So the fact that they gave a good account of themselves was great, but Clydebank's is a gutter. We'll start with Talbot. Since I was down at the game yesterday, there's not a great deal to say about that game, to be honest. Hearts were brilliant. I mean, for me, I've seen Hearts play quite a few times, but you see them play against Celtic and Rangers, so it's all relative, where they're playing against the best two teams in the country who are a bit better than them, and you think, oh, such and such is a decent player, but whatever. See when you seen them yesterday against the Talbot, they were class, man. Like, the Talbot had a chance early on in the first minute or two. It was a kind of half chance. It wasn't a pure clear-cut chance, put it out of the bar. And then that was kind of that. Like, I don't mean that was the only chance I had, but that was a game done after that because Hearts took control. Talbot couldn't do their usual directness and then get on and press teams, because every time the ball went up, the back three for Hearts just took it down nice and comfortable, put it into midfield, and Talbot were just hemmed in. I must say, I thought the midfield three for Hearts were excellent. Halliday, Cammy Devlin, and Peter Heron. Thought the three of them were excellent, and then Boyce up top, just a class act, man. It was a shame because that being 2-0 down at half time and then losing a quick goal in the second half just killed it for them. It was hard, man. I was a bit down at the game because it was like I was so desperate for them to be able to do something, and the game was done quite early.
I think really, I think you've said it all there. I think that you've got to put it into context. You know what I mean? They were playing third in the Premier League, man, and yet they're still a bit gutted for them. Do you know what I mean? I think there's only a few people out there that probably thought, realistically, did they have a possibility? Do you know what I mean? Taking something for the game. I think that Hearts have shown how much respect they had for Talbot, but how strong they went, because they've went very strong. They've played guys that are playing week in, week out, so it's not as if they've took the game and thought it's a chance to give boys a run out. So it's shown them how much respect they've had for what Talbot can offer and how much they didn't want to be on the end and getting upset down there. So no, it's a tough one, but I think I seen it on Shanker's Twitter and that. It's like that'll live with the players forever, mate. Do you know what I mean? I think of the players they're coming up against as well, and the experience and the atmosphere, and that doesn't matter if it ended up 10-0, do you know what I mean? For Talbot to get there and mixing it with the big boys is amazing. It's amazing for the level, and I think that they're very proud of themselves.
The crowd was fucking brilliant. It was like 3,500 at the game. It was really good. The committee and that at Talbot were brilliant. They were really kind of hospitable with everybody. BBC are at the games on the telly. They were never going to win that. I mean, they had to have got so lucky to win that. And like you said, I think you're spot on. See, when you touch on Hearts, showed a lot of respect to them because they went for it. I mean, they've got Scotland #1 playing in goals. They had their subs at the end. They're bringing on Mackay, Stephen, and Ginnelly. You're like, I mean, that's top. Like, Stephen has won I think it's won 2 trebles. You know what I mean?
Unbelievable, mate. It's unbelievable. It's the players they're up against is unbelievable, but still, it would have been a great day. And the players and all, man, it would have been brilliant for them. Do you know what I mean? Rubbing shoulders with the guys and getting all that media attention and stuff like that. It's brilliant.
What I would say is, Talbot never stopped. They worked so hard, and I felt for them a wee bit like I thought they were hemmed in so much. I thought the fullbacks were too narrow, which meant like I think Samson and Jamie Glasgow were basically playing like fullbacks, but they were also playing quite narrow as well. It wasn't like they were matching Hearts wide men. They were playing quite narrow, and I think that killed them a bit. But see, Brian Boylan up top, what a shift he put in, man. Honestly, He was excellent. He never had a massive amount of the ball, but he never stopped for the. I think he get 10 with 20 minutes to go. He never stopped for his 70 minutes. And then G. Wilson had a chance, and if there was anybody who wanted to fight it, it was him, and he put it out of the bar, which was disappointing because that'd have been at 3-1. It'd been nice for him to get a goal. But there's not much you can say. I mean, it's really, really good.
Mate, I don't think there is anything I can say. I'm glad you get down there, mate. I'm glad that you go to sample that atmosphere as well. I seen you were flinging it about with other podcasters and that, mate. That's fair enough if that's the route you want to call, mate. But a great day all round for them and a tremendous run. Let's be honest and let's put it into context. They've beat some good teams. They beat a Hamilton team and all that to get to that stage and all that. So even that in itself has been outstanding. So I'm sure they still enjoyed their night. I'm sure the boys still had a wee night out after it. And as we say, mate, Tucker's team are never going to give up. Doesn't matter what the score was going to be. He doesn't allow his team to stop working hard, and they've done that. But it was impressive for Hearts and fully deserved and a good victory for them.
Definitely. Moving on to Darvel, I've only seen the goals. Arbroath are flying, man. They're 3 points clear at the top of the championship. Getting up to Gayfield, it's a hard one. And the fact that Darvel, it was 2-0 up until the last minute as well, which shows that they've gave a good account of themselves. So they could definitely be proud of the fact that they've been able to do something that some teams in the championship haven't been able to do, getting up there and holding them to a kind of tight game for pretty much a full game. So I think well done to Darvel. It was an excellent effort for them.
I think on that, Arbroath are flying at the top. They're picking up brilliant results in the league this year. And I think if you look at where Darvel were, even 2, 3, 4 years ago, you would never have ever imagined that they would have been in the Scottish Cup and in the fourth round of the Scottish Cup and playing against the team top of the championship. So for Mick and everybody in the backroom staff and the committee and stuff like that to build the club up and to get them to that sort of the rounds of the big Scottish is amazing for their profile and amazing for the players. And listen, they'll be better for the experience. It's a tough game because Arbroath would always treat that full strength and go for it because under Dick Campbell as well, so they wouldn't have had any let up there. But brilliant for them as well, great experience and listen, it's tough, mate. It's tough, but there's a big gap between the levels. But it's like I don't mean a big gap between the levels. What I mean is on paper, there's a big gap between Darvel and Arbroath because Darvel and Talbot are in the West and they're in the senior leagues. There's no a lot of pure golfing class when it comes to ability wise because there's a lot of players in the level that can step up. But it's a tough ask.
One away, definitely. The absolute heartbreaker of the day. I left Auchinleck after we got really lucky to get some good interviews and stuff. So I was there for a while. I left Auchinleck and went straight to Home Park to catch the extra time. Clydebank scored to make it 3-2 just as I pulled into the car park at Lidl, got out the motor, sprinted across to the park. It was looking like it was done. For what I seen, Annan were in tap. But you're always going to get that. They were chasing the game. Clydebank were defending with their lives. And then I think they'll be quite disappointed. Two sloppy goals. It was just, they were so tired. And for the people I spoke to that were there, they just gave everything. And they were just burst at the end. And it was horrible, mate. I honestly felt so gutted for Moff, Gaz, Kirky, Drew, Phil and all the boys. It was honestly horrible. I was sitting down the bottom end, leaning against the fence with my hands in my head for them. I was like, it was just so cruel the way they lost it.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. We've all been in a game where you maybe lose a last minute goal, you lose a game, but the magnitude of that game and what the prize would have been for Clydebank if they'd held on to that, do you know what I mean? Getting to the fifth round of the Scottish Cup, getting to the last 16, beating another team in the senior ranks, it's
playing
a
Rangers
lot harder. It's a lot harder, see, being honest with you, mate. the draw after the game has probably made everybody at the club feel a lot worse. Like, there's nothing to say if they'd won the game, they'd have still got Rangers. Do you know what I mean? It's all everybody's saying maybes, but at the same time, when then they look at that draw, it's amazing for the Annan players, and it'll be a great day for them and the management committee and stuff like that. But for Clydebank, it's just another hammer blow on it, because they're like, oh, imagine getting Rangers at home. But I seen the goals and I seen the goals and the highlights, and it is sloppy goals they've gave away. To be honest with you, that's maybe what Muff's been going on about the last couple of weeks. But there's no denying. But they've put in a really, really good performance there. They've ultimately been a minute away from winning the tie and winning the game. So you can't be too critical, man, because I've seen pictures and I see Darab and stuff like that, and they're absolutely the pain in their face. And I've seen a few boys on Twitter, Nicky Little and Hodgie and all that as well. And it's hard one to take, me. It's a kick right in the stones, and I do really feel for them. I really feel for them all, because they were so close to taking another league scalp. And by all accounts, they've put in a really strong performance. But fair play to Annan, but that shows a lot of character for him. And they've what a tie that is for them in the next round.
That was sore, man. But well done to the three teams. They've done us all proud.
They've done amazing, mate, and
themselves. They've
raised the profile. I said it on social media this week, mate. They've really raised the profile with the West of Scotland for all the clubs, because they've shown how good the level is and the calibre of player managers, and they've all came across brilliant, and the performances on the park have been top class. So well done to them all. They're proud of them.
Right, definitely. Right, let's get on to the West of Scotland stuff now. Kilsyth League Cup. Cambuslang 4, Drumchapel 0, Harthill 1, Greenock 2, Arthurlie 1, Glasgow United 0, Beath 1, Wishaw 2, Bellshill 1, Irvine Vics 1, 4-2 to Bellshill and penalties, Craigmark 5, St Peters 0, Dorai 1, St Rochs 4, 4-3, Lesmahagle 0, Kilsyth Rangers 4, Glenville 1, Lugar 0, Ardere 7, Port Glasgow 1, Shotts 5, Rossville 1, Ashfield 0, St Cadoc's 4, Vale of Clyde 0, Thorneywood 2, Blantyre 1. We'll start on our two games. St Peters, I've not even spoken to anybody. Obviously, I didn't see it. I've not even spoken to anybody, so I have no clue how the game went. So I'll move on for that. Ashfield, I literally don't know. Ashfield losing 1-0 to Rossville away from home. That's a decent result. What surprises me about that result is that you didn't score. That's no like yous.
I know. See, I'll be honest, and I'll keep it short and sweet on Ashfield this week, because I was only there to take the warm-up and stuff, because I was working, so I was trying to mix in with my break and that, so I didn't get to see the game. But with all the feedback I've got for players and the gaffer and stuff, we've been good, mate. We've actually gave them a right good game, and had them penned in for lots of periods in the game. And this is just according to the reports that I've got, and the boys deserve so much more, and very unlucky to lose the game. I think it's been a bit of a fluke goal, a cross it's ended up looking in. But one thing is, Maxie was very complimentary of Rossville defensively and their goalkeeper. So that says it all, mate. When Maxie's praising the opposition defence and goalkeeper, it means they've been strong, and the goalies had to make saves and stuff. And I think the officials have let us down a wee bit as well with a couple of penalty claims. But I think that, to be honest with you, mate, they probably deserved a draw to take it to penalties for what I'm hearing, mate, or even have won the game ourselves, because I think we've gave a really good account of ourselves, and we're playing well, mate.
Mate, the thing is, there's no shame, and that's a Premier League team, and you've lost by an individual goal. It's no like it's kind of doing it.
You can see the boys are very disappointed, mate, and that says it all, because they're hurting that they've lost the game and feeling hard done by. So for me, it's testament and shows you how well they must have played.
Yep, definitely. Moving on to the big game of the tie, I'd say leaders of Conference B against leaders of Conference C. Cambuslang beat Drumchapel 4-0. I was quite shocked when I saw it myself. I mean, I wouldn't have been overly surprised at either of them winning it, but I was surprised it was 4-0. For what I'm hearing, it wasn't a 4-0 game, but Cambuslang deserved their win. I think Scott Williamson got to 40 goals. 40 goals
for the season for wee Scotty, so well done to Scotty. Aye, yep.
Tremendous. Another clean sheet as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just Scott that's getting the plaudits, it's their goalkeeper and their defence as well, who are doing a great job. I think that it probably looks worse on the drum in terms of the fact that they've had a couple of slip-ups of late, but the cup doesn't really matter. It's all about the league for them, so they'll just have to go and put themselves right for that, and we'll touch on that when we talk about Conference C, because results didn't go their way.
Yeah.
Arthur, they continue their great run with a 1-0 win against Glasgow United. Without seeing the game, that's the last two games have been tighter than it had been for a while, so I don't know if pressure's getting to them, but at the same time, if it is, they're still showing a set of balls to be able to go and win games.
Of course, mate. Of course, they're showing they let up and they're just winning football games.
Aye.
I think I've seen as well the boy Connor Bradley, I think it is, just came back from a bad injury.
That's good to hear, aye.
So that was good for them, and because I heard he's a good player today, so for good for them to get another good player back into the squad, and hopefully they can build him up and he'll get game time in the next few weeks. But what else can we say about Arthur, man?
They're just relentless, aren't they? And I'm looking forward to when we go and see them or speak to them, and I'm also looking forward to seeing them in the Premier League next year, because that's a big club. They should be in the Premier League.
They're a big club, but sure, so short, it's not right enough. I
know, but historically, Arthur are one of your top.
Arthur are big, mate. They're big, and it will be good to get down there and see them, because they deserve a lot of exposure for the great work they're doing down there.
And don't worry, we will be going down, because we've been asked a few times. We're waiting for our time.
We want you to beg us, man.
We need you. Moving on, my result of the day: Wishaw beating Beith 2-1 down at Beith. I don't know what type of team Butcher's put out, or if he's been overly focused on the cup. If I was Beith, I would be looking at this cup as a big one, because they're not going to win the league, even though they've had a nice solid season. You want to go and win a competition, but for Dunny. And I saw Rab Sneddons joined his coaching staff, and who else was it that went in with him?
Can't mind.
It's somebody we know to. But that's a massive win for them, 2-1. So well done to Wishaw.
I think that's a top result, and really Dunny's went in there and hit the ground running. I think that's 3 in the bounce that they've won, and it's a top result against a side that showed. Look, Beef have shown a lot of times this season how good a side they are.
Definitely.
But Butch had a lot of success as a player in the cup, so he would have been treating that. I know what he's like. He wants to win all the games of football and goes far in the cup. So that's a top result for a Wishaw, man. That is one of the results of the day, right?
Definitely. And if we know what Wishaw's issue is, and if he's listening, Spud, it was you, mate. You weren't doing good enough.
Spud, I would never say that, mate, because you're coming to a live show next week, mate, as a customer, mate. Not a customer, a fan.
No. He's a guest. He's a guest.
So I love you, Spud.
Shot's comfortable win against the Port 5-1, continuing their great form.
Yeah.
Thornleywood, big one for me. Thornleywood, I know Blantyre are having a really poor season, and it's kind of bad to worse for them. But Thornleywood are showing they're a good side, and that's a good win for them, beating a Premier League side.
I think I said a lot about Thornleywood last week. I think I was doing the blowing the smoke up the arses last week for Thornleywood, and I that was one game I looked at and thought Thornleywood could have done the business, and it proved that way. So it's a great result. And it is an upset on paper, but it was one that I probably looked at and thought,
what a huge shock.
Not a huge shock, just by the way the two teams are playing now, and their form and their confidence probably, but it's a great result for them.
They did really well. I had one, right? Ardea, 7-0 against Lugar. That's exactly what they needed. They've had a wee hard run. That was a very convincing one. I know Lugar haven't had a great season, but going down there, it's not the easiest place to go to, and that's a cracking win for Sean and the Ardea boys. Always
a matter of time, mate. I think I said it last week. I said that I think it might have been they just needed a wee scrappy 1-0 win, but they've went, and I think that probably Sean will say himself with the players he's got there that was probably always going to come and always going to be the case. Somebody was always going to be in the receiving end of them hitting top form. So by all accounts, it sounds as if they were on top form on Saturday there, and that's a good win for them. He'll just be a wee bit gutted, Sean, that it's not a league game, because but at the same time, mate, it's good to just win a game of football, and especially in an impressive fashion like that. So their boys will be high as a kite this week and ready for our next league game next week.
The last two results I want to touch on: managerless Greenock beating Harthill 2-1. No surprise that they won. I'm actually surprised it was as tight as it was. But St Cadoc's beating Vale of Clyde 4-0 in Doyley's first game, leaving Greenock after 4 months. where he had a ridiculously good spell. Lost one game and then disappeared though. Huh? Doyle, what you doing? But I think that's a job that's very hard for him to knock back. A team who have the resources and are looking to challenge to win league titles. Let's chat.
He's also local, isn't he? He's that feel as if he's a local appointment. He knows the local areas that they're playing out in. That's what's a good appointment for St Carluke's Doyle. It was a quick stint at Greenup. Hopefully, because Maxie and me have won a few games in the top, man. Maybe somebody will offer us a big job, mate.
Maxie's done with his management for the
well, the kid knowledge. Well done to Greenup as well. Fleming, especially Gary Fleming, mate, ex-teammate of mine, he's a great boy.
We'll wonder who'll get that job next. Moving on to the Premier League. The Bens 4, Cumbernauld 1, Meda 3, Cumnock 1, Kilburnley 1, Glenafton 2, Kilwinning 4, Bonnet 0, Rob Roy 2, Troon 3, Largs 0, Pollok 2, Glencairn 1, Hurlford 4. I'd say Kilburnley, Glenafton, an Ayrshire game. Kilburnley, Tommy will be really disappointed. Happy birthday, Tommy, by the way. It's,
happy birthday, big Tommy.
Birthday, mate, so happy birthday. I just need to stop it now because my wife thinks it's a good time to open the fridge right beside me and I don't know what she's playing at.
You want me to phone Tommy?
Yeah, I maybe need to get to finish it. I mean, she says she's been hydrated for 45 minutes because we've been on this call for a while.
Siobhan, go to the fridge.
I know.
Yeah, you want me to phone Tommy?
Mate, phone Tommy. Phone him now, actually. I will get him on.
Deal with you fucking happy birthday.
Look at the league tables. I get him on.
I'm going to put one. We've never done this before, mate, but fuck it.
Well, technically, we have done it once. When we phoned Cotter during our memories tour.
Hold on, right? You hear that?
I hear it.
Tommy boy, what's happening, mate? You're live on Channel 4. Please do not swear, mate. We're doing a roundup show right now, mate, and we want to say happy birthday to you, big guy.
Happy birthday, Tommy.
What's happening, mate? You good?
Am I on it just now?
Aye, you're on it.
I'm on it. No, I said, are you good?
I'm telling you, mate.
You're on the show, mate, right now.
Dak, hold the phone a bit closer to the mic. You don't know where the mic is.
No.
Right, Tommy, how was Saturday?
We got a man sent off just on.
Fucking excuses already, Tommy. Give us a break, man.
Harsh, to be honest. And then we scored, believe it or not, 2 minutes later at half time, 1 up, and then they scored early in the second half, and the 10 men kind of showed as the game went on. They got a second, experienced team kind of seen it out.
That's a beautiful.
Do you know what I love, Tommy? I threw you right into the deep end there, mate. Mate, your birthday, mate, and I'm hammering you, mate. Ask about how you started.
I'm on my way to work, believe it or not, so.
Well, I can't believe you're working, but I wanted to give you a quick buzz, mate, and a happy birthday for me and PG, mate.
I appreciate that, boys.
Right. Tommy, can you hear me?
Just.
Right, mate. Mate, I want you to enjoy your 45th birthday today, right, and have fun at work.
Enjoy your 45th birthday, Tommy. You there?
Oh, he's away.
Mate.
Technical issues. Right, so.
Yeah, by the way, mate, we threw him right in there.
Totally under the bus. He'll be loving it, man. He loves it.
What a guy, mate. Love Tommy, man. Love him.
Right, so Kilburnley losing, it makes it a lot more difficult for them. Glenafton are sitting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Glenafton are sitting second bottom of the playoff teams. Well, you know, 6 out of the 7 that could go down, but they're only a point away from safety. With Largs losing, which we'll get back to. Kilburnley are now in a position where they are 7 points away from safety. And Tommy and Sean and Owen wouldn't mind saying that they're clearly showing it up. They're not getting comfortably beaten off anybody. Every result is tight, but they need to start winning. It's getting really, really tight for them now. And they've got the squad, the quality there to go and win games. It's just they need to get out of the line, stop getting men sent off.
Especially the last few weeks, that's coming up the Bens and Glenafton. It's all teams running about them as well. But there's no mistake that they've made a difference to the club, and they're adding good quality as they go along. Signing Davy Anderson.
Good signing yesterday.
Mate, he's phoning me back.
Put him back on then.
Tommy, mate.
Mate, I get cut off, sorry.
Mate, we were worried, mate. I hope you didn't have a wee fucking moment in the motor.
I'm on the train, I get caught off the conductor sat in the toilet.
You telling everybody in the train you're on PG and Dax podcast, didn't you? No, listen, big man, we just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, mate, and hopefully we'll get a catch up soon. Hopefully,
listen, good luck with the show next week, by the way.
Cheers, big guy.
Cheers, Tommy.
I could to get it off, but
no, listen, let's hope we can get down to Kilburn sometime soon, mate.
Oh, it needs to get off the train.
Right, cheers, Tommy. Take care, big guy. See you later.
Cheers, mate. See you later. Right, another decent result. Meda beating Carluke 3-1. Carluke have had a good wee runner late, so they'll be a bit disappointed with that. But to be fair, they're moving up. They've got themselves in a position where it's in their hands to stay up. Good win for Meda. Kilwinning, they had a wee bit of form now. It's 3 wins in the bounce in the league. Beating Bonnet 4-0, no huge shock, but that's another good win for them. Yeah. I think Bonneton will just be desperate for this season to finish. They've had a really tough year, and just I hope that next year they can be more competitive. What else we got? Ben's beating Carluke 4-1. That's a cracking result.
Ben's are staying up,
mate. That is a great result. In my opinion,
they're staying up. They're showing they've got a bit about them, isn't they?
Definitely, mate. I'm just looking to see where they are in the league. 1, 2. They are 4 points clear. The new danger. I can't see them no staying up. I know it's only 4 points. That's not a lot, but
teams have got a lot of games on them.
They're picking up points, so that's the thing.
They are, mate.
Rob Roy will be disappointed losing 3-2 to Troon. Good result for Troon, but Rob Roy will be disappointed, even though they're below them in the league, because they've been in a good bit of form. But Troon, we said it last week, flying right under the radar. They're
doing well, mate.
Having a really solid season.
Well, man.
The fact that they're comfortably staying up as well, it's great for them.
Yeah.
And I think Hurlford beating Glencairn 4-1. Hurlford, again, they're another one. They're flying right under the radar. See, to be honest, they are 4th place now. 5th place. 4 points behind Clydebank with 3 games in hand. So, I mean, they're only 4 points behind Kilwinning with a game in hand.
That's a good result for Hurlford, especially if they're losing a game to be last week, mate. So that's a good result. But the big ones for me was Glenafton winning, and then the big one was Glenafton, and then the Benz was a good result too, you know what I mean?
And league leaders winning again against Largs 2-0. That is them 5 on the spin, 6 games unbeaten. They're having a great time. They are 11 points clear. Granted, the Talbot have 5 games in hand, but like we've said with other leagues, you've got the points in the bag. That's massively important. All it takes is 1 slip up or 2 slip ups, and then that's them. They're in a great position. Moving on to Conference A, Glasgow Uni 2, Muirkirk 1, Maryhill 4, Mabel 2, Saltcoats 0, the Borough 6, Maryhill 2-0 down, bring it back, win 4-2. That's a huge result for them. Know that themselves or Mabel can win anything, but I think, do you know, Maryhill have been a team that, even though we spoke about them doing well, I'm really impressed with Maryhill this season. I mean, they've had a tough couple of years, and they've had a great season.
Ross has done a tremendous job here, mate. This season they've been good, mate. They've been very good, picked up good results. They've had good runs of form throughout the season as well. So that was a big game for them, because that's 2 teams trying to break into that top 4. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Want to get up there. So Ross has done brilliant, mate. Maryhill good side this year.
Really they've not had much money in the last probably 10, 15 years, to be honest. They've not had much money where they had it before. And I know personally, for being at them twice, that there wasn't much about. But their committee, when they had to bring in a whole new committee, they've clearly done a good job. Ross has brought in good players, and it's good to see, because I'm originally from Maryhill, so I've always got a wee soft spot for Maryhill.
And see Mabel there.
Good side.
Carlo's done well there, and they're adding good players. I've seen they've got a boy on loan, I think, for Kilwinning Rangers, and they've signed McChesney.
Good
Centre
player.
half for Glenafton, man. He's a club legend in Glenafton. So they had well, man. He has good players. So they've got good players down there.
Definitely. Borough beating Saltcoats 6-0. We've not spoken a lot about the Borough. That's 6 wins in the bounce in the league. They've put themselves in a position. They win their game in hand, they can potentially go into 4th place. Now,
I think they'll finish in the top 4, mate.
Mate, see the way they're going. We've spoken about it before. Jamie's
mind at the start they were done, man. They weren't looking good, and we were talking about maybe Jamie taking a job elsewhere and that. So it just shows you, mate, he's done brilliant. And
excellent.
They're keeping clean sheets. I think they've kept a few clean sheets of late in the last few weeks, and he's really got them going, mate. He's really got them going now. Right at the best time,
right at the business end of the season.
Business end of the season, mate. Always shows you, mate. See when you're sitting September and that doesn't always.
It's not the end of the world, is it?
Mean where you're going to finish, aye.
Saltcoats, it's just a continuation of the hard season they're having. They've conceded over 100 goals in 25 games, which is difficult. And they've improved in the last wee while, but that'll be a sore one for them.
It's hard, aye.
Glasgow Uni beating Muircup 2-1. Now, Muircup
haven't played much football, have they?
They've hardly played at all. They've only played 19 league games. So they're in a position to know that they'll probably finish mid-table, which I'd say for them is a good season. But they've not won in any of the last 6 games. They had a great start to the year, and they're having a really tough time at now. But good win for Glasgow Uni, first 1 in 5 for them.
Well done to the Uni, but I feel as if we've not really spoken about Muircup, but I think it's because they haven't played. So maybe a wee bit of rustiness for some of the boys here. Do you know what I mean? Because granted, they'll probably have played friendlies and stuff, but it's not the same. It's not that same jag, that same intensity. So
I think that maybe
a better Muircup probably start to kick on after a couple of games.
I think it's maybe the pressure of gave me a hard time about predicting that they would finish in the bottom 3. It's not been great for them. I think they're just struggling. I
don't think any club or any player will feel any pressure coming for us. Maybe it would certainly not me, mate, but for you, mate, I wouldn't think we were that important.
Maybe we're not. Maybe we're. I don't know. Right, Conference B, Carluke 1, Renfrew 6, Kello 1, Royal Albert 1. Royal Albert, well done. Only the third game out of 23 that they've picked up points.
And they got their 3 points overturned and all, didn't they?
That's excellent. That's right. So they did. Great news for that. So that's him up to 5 points.
Good.
I think that Tony will be disappointed at Kello. That's a game that they'd have been looking to win. Particularly, they've not won a lot of games of late, but they've not been losing many either.
Because they won the week before against Newmans, didn't they? So that could have been a way they would have been looking to put a couple of back-to-back results here. We played them on Saturdays, but it'll be tough because Tony's picking up results, and they've shown me the result away to Petershill in the cup and stuff that they've got players there that are capable on their day to get results and take results in games. So it's going to be a tough game, mate. But Renfrew
6-1.
Jimmy Quigley flying. His team are flying. Divers flying on Saturday, get a hat trick.
No, he get 2. Scotty Morton get a hat trick.
Did they?
Aye. It was Divers got 2. I looked at it the night. Divers got 2. If I'm wrong, then somebody correct me. Scotty Morton got a hat trick.
They're 2 very good strikers, mate.
I played with Scotty at Bells Hill for a bit. I don't know why. I mean, he's a local boy, he's a Renfrew boy and that. I don't know why somebody's for the Premier League's not taking him, because he is a very good player.
Played in the Premier League with Renfrew. I think he's just stayed loyal.
Maybe happy because it's local. Scott's got a young family and stuff, and it's local for him, so maybe it suits him.
It's good to see. But see, your boy Divers, he's a good player, mate. He tore us a new one when we played him at the start of the season. Very good player, lefty. You know what I mean? Quick.
I tell you what, though, see if he's listening, Scotty Morton, do not message me on a Saturday. I hadn't heard from you for ages, and then you get a hat trick and you want to message me. If you want to talk to me. Don't be messaging me when you get a hat trick and you're big time. I'm not going to put up with it. Well done, me man. Right, so moving on to Conference C. East Kilbride 1, Petershill 6, Perthshire 1, Yoker 3, Lanark 1, Ardrossan 2, Neilston 8, the Ants 0. Neilston 8, the Ants 0. Now, we have...
flying, mate, Neilston.
Mate, he blows smoke up the arse of the ants. We have been so complimentary, they mate, to lose the first game in so many 8-0. I mean,
you see the Brophy's goal?
Oh, mate, how good was it?
What a hat, man.
Mate, great goal.
The Brophy's a player, mate. He's got a hat-trick there. I think Cheezer's going to score sheet again.
He's doing well, Cheezer.
And I can't really remember who else. I think because he scored that many goals, mate, it's hard to remember. But Chris and his team are flying. That's a doing, man. And that's surprising because Nance have been brilliant of late. So, but how good Neilston must have been on the day.
Neilston have conceded 17 goals in 22 games.
They're solid, mate. And see, the thing is, Chris did always say to us when we had them on the show, he said the thing was scoring goals, and then see, being honest with you, they've got a good mix now. They're scoring goals and they're still keeping the clean sheets, mate. So they're going to be a tough nut to crack now, man. They're hitting form at the right time or not.
That's 5 in the bounce. That takes them joint tap with a drum. Played the same amount of games. Both played 22, won 17, drawn 1, lost 4. They are 2 goals behind them. So the drummer plus 36 and Neilston are plus 34. So that's them absolutely flying. And now I have another interruption. What's up with you? Anna's tooth's falling it. So she's just come down to see her tooth. So are you going up to see mum? Apologies. Mate, I know it's a mad tooth in here.
I can't believe it. The wee Ian's tooth fell out and you just say, go and see your mum.
Mate, she said about 4 teeth came out, man. It's old news.
You should go and get your wee fairy wings on, mate.
I know. It cost me enough money. Petershill winning 6-1, continuing this incredible run. Do you know how many games they've won in a row? I can't even remember now, mate.
No, they were sitting at about 13, 14, but then Kello beat them, didn't they?
No, aye. Well, I think they're...
But they're sitting at a scary amount, like, see if you were to count just league games, they're sitting at a very impressive tally, mate.
And do you know what else as well? They've conceded 19 goals. Now, it's no coincidental that them and Neilston are getting right up there because you don't lose goals, you know what I mean? It's really impressive. And
I tell you one thing. The Rock are playing well now.
Mate, that was a good one.
I know they won in league duty, but that's 2 weeks in a row they've scored 4 and 4. They scored 8 goals in 2 games. They've signed the boy Craig Malcolm up front, who is a top signing for them that will score goals. I think that the Rock are a wee sneaky wee one there.
I think Neilston peas in it. It pains me to say it for my love for the candy, but don't discount the Rock, man. I think that they're coming on to a wee bit of form now. I think it might be too much for them. They've maybe left it too late. But see, the thing is, it's only a result or two going wrong for the 3 above them, and the Rock keep winning, and they are right bang in it. A wee mention, Gavin Frail's getting his first win at Ardrossan.
Big time, good show.
That was a good win for them because Lanark have been doing a bit better. I know they've lost the last 5, but they're another one that they've been getting a lot tighter at teams, so that's a big win for Ardrossan. And finally, Yoker winning 3-1. Been a very mixed bag for Yoker this year. Petershill will be disappointed in that one because they had... It's
a very good result for Yoker because Shire have got some good players down there. They've had that really good run,
Petershill, and then it's went a wee bit ski whiff for them. But finishing up on Division 4, Finnart 4, Campbelltown 1, Kilsyth 5, BSC 0. Nothing to write home about with that. 2 teams expected to win, both won reasonably comfortable. I think Finnart scored 2 late goals to make it look maybe...
How many games have they got left each now?
You get 8 teams.
Kilsyth must only have 2 games left or something.
Mate, Kilsyth 20. Kilsyth's got 2 games left, and Finnart have 5. So Kilsyth are sitting with 56 points. Finnart are sitting with 51. So Finnart need to win. Was it 4 games? 4 at the last 5 to guarantee it, I think.
Right.
That'll take them to 60. If Kilsyth win the last 2 games, I can't even remember if I've got for that.
I wonder if they need to play each other.
That's what I was wondering there, because if they win the last 2 games, that's them sitting at 62. So Finnart need to win 4 at the last 5 to win the league.
Aye.
So they're still kind of slip-ups there. Finnart have still got St Peters. We've gave them a really hard time at this season. We've beaten them and drawn with them already. So I think we're a team that make it difficult for them. We still got Kilsyth to play as well.
Aye. So
we might have an impact on who wins the league.
Usually have an impact, yeah, definitely.
We're not going to win it, but we might have a wee impact on who does win it. So that's another week done. Well, sadly, we're hoping to record an episode. Well, it would be today for you listening, but well, COVID's beating us. Our guest had to self-isolate, so
COVID's killing us, man.
It's done us in, man. So that's a bit of a kick in the knackers. But we have, hopefully, if our guys can get it edited, there's a lot of work goes into the behind-the-scenes games that we go to. Hopefully, we can have that for next week. Maybe guaranteed the week after that, if no next week. But, Dak, it's all about Saturday, mate. It's all about a live night.
Oh, mate. I can't believe us two scuddies, man, have sold out a night, mate. Us two scuddies, man.
What is wrong with people? Why have they paid money to come and watch us? What's wrong with us?
I tell you what, mate, it must be about 100 people, mate, that can't get to sleep at night, mate, because they know that you're a sleeping tablet, mate, and you get up to sleep. See, one thing I want to say, the roundup's going to be fun next week, mate, because it's going to be the night after, it's going to be the show after the night before, mate.
Burst boys, man.
I might still be on it.
Injecting venoms into your eyeballs.
Oh, mate, I'll be drinking them through my eyeball. Paul, I want you to call me.
Nah, so that's what our week's going to be, everybody. We are going to have to prep because we've got a lot we need to do for it, so we're going to get our fingers out and get it all sorted. But for everybody coming...
prep with me, I'm just going to turn up and be a bit stupid.
Dak doesn't prep. I'll need to prep this week. Dak just turns up and gets to be Dak, and I have to be a pure stress head whenever we're organising something. So I've got a week of pure torture whilst I'm on the night shift. But we'll get there. We'll have a good night. It'll be fun. So that's what you guys say. You look like you're going to say something there.
No, I need to keep everything up my sleeve, mate.
Right, be quiet. Right, be quiet, because we've got people who want to come and watch it and enjoy a good night, and it's going to be a good night. So that's us for another week. Hope you all have a belter. And for anybody listening that's coming to the show, we'll see you on Saturday, and we'll have a good time.
Have a cracker. The venoms are on me.
700 quid in. Jill's going to get a fun nut with you.
Right out the way in savings.
Right, everybody, have a good day. See you later.
See you later, troops.